podcasts in the
did I do my
world.
thing?
So,
Yeah.
but I got the best pod, so you got to let niggas live.
No, because you're Kobe in it, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're playing like Kobe doing a rape trial, man. Like everything is going in. You're shooting from half court. Like it's cool. That's what I'm saying.
It's a clear out because listen, this is my serious answer to this. I know we playing around right now, but my serious answer to this is Rory and Maul and Parks and Savon and my whole squad. They couldn't speak to the degree that Spotify was handling us. That was only Joe. There was nothing for them to say in that. Like they didn't know. I tried. Wait, let me talk. I tried my best to shield my niggas from some of the offensive, insulting things that Spotify was doing. Like, so they wouldn't know all of this stuff. They was finding that stuff out in real time with y'all, because Joe was talking.
Wait, let me ask you a question. And you don't have to answer, by the way, too. Do they talk to Spotify or do they talk to you?
Well, when you say Spotify, you talking about...
So, for example, with Complex,
departments.
You talk to... Me and you used to, while you smoked your cigarette, waiting for your car, we used to basically run out the building because we thought they had cameras or some other shit. You're a little paranoid. And we'd be like, yo, this is what they're telling me, what they're telling you. But we're both speaking to Complex individually. I'm asking you because when I'm listening to you, it feels like you're the only one speaking to Spotify, which obviously is a different discussion.
Yeah, but remember, none of us really spoke to Spotify, if you want me to be honest with you. Like
you and Ian speaking to Spotify, that's facts.
Whoa. Only on the renegotiation time. And only when they was trying to pump something through. This is an independent outfit. So we went to work for 2 years. On our own, the way we was doing.
You say you met in the Mondrian with Carl Cherry and a couple other people. Like
that was before the deal got done. That was just Joe. Joe was going to take a mid-roll deal for advertising with the pod for $250,000, and I think that's when my Barstool deal had just got taken off the table. And Spotify called with a 7-figure offer.
That's why you're slandering my man Dave Portnoy. I heard it because I was thinking about
No. I like Dave. I don't like.
Nah, you've been getting at him.
Because I don't like white people that say nigger and are empowered to say nigger by their black employees. I don't like that. But Dave
is that current or some shit that was like?
It came out current. Okay. I didn't know that Dave Portnoy had ever said nigger. Dave and his homegirl, I forgot her name right now. They are geniuses. You got to deal with Dave.
Yeah,
he's a genius. He's not leaving. You got to deal with, I think her name is Erica. They are geniuses over there.
I felt something happen because you put me on, like I love business. When you tried to get me to do a podcast a couple years ago, which by the way, you definitely were right. I told you this before, right? But I didn't see the business shit happening then. And I was like, why? I was like, yo, I put in work in YouTube and other avenues until those became viable businesses. Why am I going to do it again in a space that maybe I don't need at the time? You were definitely ahead of your time in saying, no, it will be, trust the process, right?
I've been ahead of my time since 2001. I've been an accurate digital forecaster since 2001.
That's fair to say.
Yeah, no,
that's fair to say. Hold on. Wait, but that's my gripe with you, Joe. My gripe is like, because you're so ahead, everything tells me that after Spotify, you do not sign to a DSP or any other conglomerate. Maybe some shit just for ads, but you do it yourself. I was like, yo, man, Joe is like, you're talking that Kanye West shit, or Kanye's talking your shit, whatever the case is. And I'm like, yo, if Joe goes to Amazon, if he goes to Apple, and I don't know, even if they give him a bigger check, whatever the case is,
it would be a Joe Budden network merger.
Joe.
It would be a merger. See, that's the difference. You got to learn on your way. Whatever I did with Spotify, they gave me my millions of dollars, and that's what I needed at the time for capital to fund my ventures. But now that I got it. I walked away from Spotify and nothing about my lifestyle changed. Like the same way I told Charlemagne. You can't say Joe is a bad businessman when Joe is a multimillionaire man times over on his own accord. Not with a company, not with signing my life away.
Yo,
Think about that. Wait. Hold up. You just heard bum-ass Troy Ave sit here and talk about being blackballed. You hear the Pain in 6ix9ine voice when he talk about being blackballed. Joe was blackballed.
No, you weren't.
You wasn't outside when I was blackballed.
No. Hold on, Joe. Okay. In certain corporate, all right, I'll give you that. Okay, because of your label situation, I get it. I just these days, I think beyond the label. I think, when you're talking about blackball, DSPs don't fuck with you. Radio programmers don't fuck because really labels are so fractured. You don't need a label if you have a real connect with the DSPs and radio. You feel me? Like, that's pretty much it. After that, you just need a budget to put up billboards.
Ack, do you know how many times my name was typed into the internet last month?
You tell me. You probably know.
I do know, but guess.
3 million.
I'm gonna give you one more guess.
Am I too high? 1 million?
400 million times.
It was typed in.
400 million times.
What do you do with that information?
And that's just the thing. What does each person do with that information? Hold up for a second. I'm telling you a story about Joe, who was blackballed by an entire industry. Still, they abusive fuck. He's a dog fucker. All of this shit that's just not true. You know what these people see when they look it up? 400 million times. Like, the ship has sailed. Like, you can't cancel it. It's greater than you now. Like, I'm here to work. And I have data and metrics that show Joe works. Joe works. I don't want to hear nothing about this other shit. I'm out here. It's over. It's over now. Stop it.
All right. So again, nostalgia shit again. But I want you to speak to what you were going to use this information for. I remember. So we show up early. I mean, you do your thing. You go get your little sandwich, blah blah blah. Whatever. Meet up in the green room. Check this out. You say, Ack, could you find out the numbers of since we've been here, month over month, how the views for other shows have increased, how the subscriber, what did you do with that? I get it. What did you do with that?
That we can't say publicly. But what I could say is,
or how do you interpret that? How do you interpret, like, how do you? So fine, you get the data.
Wait, the nigga in the comments said they was trying to say Joe Biden.
Hey.
The key is, listen, and this is the most important thing, because I don't want to ramble on. The key is, how do we get our information? What does the information say? And what do we do with it? There's too many creators that are taking a quick check, and they're leveraging their chance of getting the information. I've been broke my whole life.
Look at Tony in the chat. Yo, Tony, delete that comment for a complex season.
I've been a bum. I've slept in parks. I've been a pillhead. I've been a dust head. I've been an alcoholic. I've been all of these things. So for me, right, it ain't about no money right now. It's about who treats you the best. What terms are the best? Who's gonna give you the information? They all fighting for information, They selling our information. And we just out here creating shit. No.
Hey.
No.
Joe, all right, Joe, explain to me. All right, another thing I want you to explain. Again, my questions are a little bit different because it's also, I'm using all the information that comes from people who I look at as being ahead of and a little bit in different places than I am, you, Charlemagne, to be specific, to also get me armed with information that when I get in that position, I act accordingly.
But you're in that position.
Okay, no, you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Let me ask you a question. When you went to Complex 3 years ago, and you told them about podcasts, and you had an idea of a network, they didn't, yeah, whatever, cool. If they had offered you that,
But wait,
and I'm really kind of pivoting to.
But let me just cut you off. Not that they didn't get it yet, Act. I offered them my podcast, a new podcast with me and you, the Everyday Struggle audio as a podcast, and one more podcast for $40,000 a month. And they said no. That's not, I don't get it. That's, I'm far away from getting it. So if you a creator and you in a building with niggas that's far away from getting it, you gotta go. Act, that was the best show ever made. And me and you was awesome. But as long as Rich fucking Antonelli has something to do with this,
he's a good guy. Hold on, Joe.
Man, fuck Rich. No, he can be a good guy. No. He can be a good guy. He just didn't get it. He just didn't get it. That's all. There's nothing wrong. He just didn't understand.
Wait, hold on. But I know you lay all the blame at his feet, but you know, in a corporation, just like with Spotify, there's a lot of bureaucratic red tape you got to deal with. And you might just think, or for the regular listener, like, yo, hey, it's just one guy who's saying yes or no to anything Joe asked for.
No.
Not the case. It's board meetings, like, yo,
yes.
It's a million different things.
It's 17 different departments. And guess what? It's somebody at the head of each one of them. Rich Antonelli sat at the head. So when it went up to 17 different departments, it ended with him. And Spotify, Dawn sits at the head. Thank you, my bro. I appreciate that, man. See, look, guy driving by recording me at home. You got the best podcast. I appreciate that. Listen, at Spotify, it was Dawn. It could go up 20 different departments, but it's going to live and die with Dawn. Dawn wasn't there when I got there. Dawn don't know nothing about a podcast. They just bring in big TV wig people so they could scale. Fuck that.
Hey,
and I don't talk too much here. I don't talk too much already on here.
Joe, regressing a little bit, because this is what I was going to ask you before you cut me off when I was asking. You remember when we started that Everyday Struggle, right? I remember it was the first time I ever walked in the complex. I don't know if you've been there before. Maybe you have. But once we started, I believe the day after, maybe 2 days after, at least, I don't know if you were told, but they told me, because there was a whole section full of people and computers. They said, all of them got fired. And I said, why? And they said, listen, they're mostly print writers for websites, this and third. We're switching to video. Now, I didn't take that as much during that time. But it was clear that with us being at Complex and them acquiring just your talent and my talent and making the show, they clearly said, these people, maybe they were needed before, but now they're expendable. Be gone. Never really read into that, but now, you know, just hindsight is 2020. I'm asking you, what did it say to you? Because, a lot of times when we were talking, I was a lot of times trying to figure out, like, I didn't get the mentality. You get me? And you were reading a lot of things from a perception level that you also, listen, you know, we've had so many, like, moments in there, but I remember you were like, Act. Use TV. They're taking our shit that we signed a deal to only be on YouTube, and they're upstreaming it to linear. They're putting it on TV. Big fucking problem. Another big fight in the whole building. Uneasiness. Again,
Spotify just made that same announcement, by the way, that we're taking all our original shows and we're making television shows and upstreaming them to TV. My fight is exactly the same as it was. Like, Complex is doing the same thing that Spotify did. Like, it's the same shit. When they fired all of those print writers, it told me that we was a hit, and we were so much of a hit that they're changing the entire business model of this company, like I told you 20 minutes ago. Hey, when I got to Spotify, you know what they said? Hey, this ain't a music platform anymore. Hey, this is a podcasting platform now. That's what it said. Hey, when I went, you don't know, but I went and had another meeting with Rich Antonelli and Cornell. We had one more sit down.
I heard about it, I think.
Just to try to see if we could do it, because it was the greatest show in the world, right? And people work with people that they don't get along with all the time. So we had one more sit down. And me and Ian said, Rich, just so we're clear, because we have a YouTube page and we know how much we're making from our YouTube page. How much are y'all making off the YouTube from Everyday Struggle? Like the Everyday Struggle uploads. How much are y'all making from that? And why aren't we privy to it? Wouldn't that be important in renegotiation time? You know what Rich said? Same thing all these companies said. Well, we're using that money to pay for a staff of over 400 people. Know what I said? 400 people don't work for Everyday Struggle. Hey, nigga, it's 10 of us that come in here in the morning. You think I give a fuck about 400 people? No. Oh, so you telling me that I'm now paying for your payroll of your entire company? You think John will be all right with that? No. We walked away from that table. Because it's like, fair, how much are you going to take? And that's creators' problem. We broke, and we ain't never had shit because of oppression. So we just taking whatever they throw our way. But this is the time for that to change. There's too many of us that built this from the ground up. All we got to do is tell these niggas no, suck our dick.
People just can't do it like how you do it. Joe, you're a little abrasive. Joe, you know how ballsy it has to be. You're in an exclusive spot. Think about this, because I study all broadcasters. Listen, you know, like when they're firing a radio personality, right? They usually don't allow that person to go live, or they cut it anytime they feel that person is about to slander that company. You went on a tirade for at least 2 episodes, pretty much kind of exposing and saying things about that particular platform that was publishing and distributing your content that was probably not in their best and public interest. And I'm watching this shit, I'm like, yo, my whole thing to everybody is that will not work for you. Don't ever try this. Joe is doing some shit. If it works for him, cool. Let's see if it changes some shit, but it will not work for anybody else.
Well, Joe has a contract that says you can't edit my editorial.
But I guarantee that contract doesn't say they have to put it out. They could have listened to it before and say it's not coming out.
No, they can't do that. That's what the whole, because that is against your constitutional right and stepping on free speech. That's what they're trying to do with Joe Rogan right now. If you watch the news, every podcaster in Spotify is saying, edit him. He is saying hateful shit. We want him out of here. Spotify is like, fam, we just gave him $100 million. He is not leaving. Sorry.
No. Well, they also want certain episodes down, and that's not published on Spotify. So what I'm saying is that if say a Spotify exec hears you're talking crazy, at least to them, yo, this episode of Joe Budden's podcast will not be published. It just will not be.
Then I'll publish it elsewhere.
We have an exclusive deal. You cannot publish it elsewhere.
Sure I can.
In an exclusive deal, you can't.
Fam, Act. At the end of that contract, I would have did whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I did it that way because I was a professional. Like, I would have put my YouTube vids out the same day. I could have wilded out at the end. I just got loud and boisterous. But I didn't wild out. I was very professional and ended it the right way.
Joe, let me ask you, because, you know, again, you're one of the people. I look at Charlamagne, like, you know, me and Charlamagne, we talk a lot. Like, he told me about his network a long time ago. Shit, you know, I'm about to bring a podcast to existence, and I had meetings with his network as well. So I look at, like, how you do things and how he does things, and then what comes up, especially when, you know, talking to people, is like, is Joe burning bridges?
Yes.
Do you feel you're burning bridges? Because play this. Like, here's the thing with Complex, right? Even if I was ever to leave there, I'm not going out in a ball of fire of like, yo, the CEO is racist, this person's that, which you kind of did, and it's hard for me to even see Complex doing any business at all, even if it's with a subsidiary of a company you create, because now they have to be conditioned to think, based on our dealings with Joe Budden, we don't want to be in business with anything he's involved with. So that's I guess what I'm asking is, like, do you feel like you're burning bridges?
Yeah, I am burning bridges, man. I love arson. Yes, I'm burning bridges. But the thing about that is, Joe is a nine-figure outfit now. So if Joe says I'm not doing business with you, it
Hold
means
on,
something.
Joe.
Yeah,
You've said this nine-figure thing a couple times. I've
facts,
tried to. I'm a math
facts.
major. I'm
I
trying to
can't tell you.
compute.
I can't tell you.
Fuck is you
I
talking
can't
about?
tell you.
Stop
I
it, Joe.
can't tell
Joe,
you.
stop.
I can't
Joe,
tell you in
stop it.
public. Act. I can't tell you publicly because
Joe,
they'll kill me. They will come to my
Joe,
house and
stop it.
kill me if I tell you.
Joe, you think you're single-handedly responsible for nine
I
figures
don't.
of
No,
income?
no, 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 no. You think I would go on that rant and think? No, I don't think anything. I know
But if that's the case, why wouldn't they acquiesce to whatever the fuck you asked for?
because I wouldn't allow them to insert advertising in my back catalog and my new catalog. That's why. So it don't
Okay.
matter if I was responsible for, let's call it $200 million through subscriptions and whatever else, right? If Joe is not going to if the new model says, yo, every podcast that comes here now, we have to either own it or we have to be able to place ads wherever we want without your permission.
I do hear that is the new motto. And by the way,
It is.
they
It is. I'm still
for them.
I'm still the nigga out here protecting consumer experience. No, I will not let you put ads all in my shit. Well, that tells them Joe ain't down to do business the way that they do business now. So it's over.
Yeah, hold on, but Joe, I would imagine that they would probably just knowing how corporate people work, they would grandfather you into a deal that didn't require that.
Oh no. That's the
They would
problem.
force you into a new deal.
No, that's the issue. The issue is I had a grandfather contract. So they could not do certain things. And that was
Yeah.
their beef. So if I wasn't going to let go of that contract that I designed, then for them it was either, all right, take this money. If you take this offer we giving you, we'll keep fucking with you.
Yeah.
Most people would have took it.
From what I hear, Spotify is not in the business currently of allowing anyone they're signing to exclusive deals to still own all their IP, still
Facts.
operate a certain type of way.
Facts.
And I would imagine that when they offered you a contract, they were not trying to own anything that they didn't already have.
Not true. They were trying to get everything they didn't have. And I said no.
And they did not budge.
No, they said we're going to leave this offer here in case you change your mind. And I said, I ain't changing my mind. You can take it. Nah.
That's hard for me to understand. That's hard for me to like even fathom just because of in everything. Like nigga, even with y'all remember when AT&T like stopped offering unlimited, but they were like, if you had unlimited before we made the new rule, we'll grandfather you in. Grandfathering into shit that like you can't do business with someone and then 2 years later, especially after they've helped you show like proof of concept or help build something, you're like, hey, this is the new rules. It's hard for me to think that Joe, I'm not gonna lie. I see Andrew Schultz, you did mention it, even though you call him Andy.
Yo, you be naming
Some
names.
people did tell me I heard the 250 million thing too.
Act, do me
I heard
I
heard this is nothing about that.
Listen
Joe
to
asked
me.
for an exorbitant amount of money,
Act.
and that money was looked at and compared with his numbers, and they said, "Bro, fuck out."
You are a black king. I am a black king.
Yeah.
As black kings, we will endure and experience a duress that these white men will not. It is not Andy Schultz's place to say to anybody what Joe should be asking for or shouldn't be asking for, because Joe's plight as a black man is something you'll never be able to fathom. Act, you watched me go to work and give my all at Complex for $20,000 a month.
Yeah, you're trying to get killed. I get it.
I'm just saying, don't talk to me about money. You seen what I did with 20 grand a month.
I know.
So listen to this, because we on the internet and people are stupid. Just listen to this. Even if it's false, because it is, listen to the conversation now. Yo, did Joe ask for 250? What? Fam, I was an underground rapper. I never even imagined a conversation where I could ask for 250. I gotta be so mature that my decisions are gonna affect bum niggas like Troy Ave. But it's okay. I still gotta get it popping. Because what if he gets something popping? It don't matter if we don't like each other. If he gets something popping, guess what? He should get paid. He won't, so he won't. But everybody after Joe gotta be able to get it.
Hold on, yo, Jojo, and this is a super personal conversation that.
No, it ain't. I ain't said nothing.
No, hold
personal yet.
on, wait, no. What I'm gonna say, that for the people who are watching, you're privy to. I will say this, and is backing up what you said. And I always say, like, people ask, like, hey, why did you stay at Complex? Blah blah blah. What Joe did fight for, I ended up being a beneficial and a recipient of that. I get a percentage of all gross receipts when it comes to everyday struggle.
Wayno got a job after that. Hey, you know what else happened? The desk got a makeup girl. Like, fam, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah, but hold on. So then I ask you, I'm like, yo, is it worth it if you're the sacrificial lamb and you're being like, because I tell people, I'm like, yo,